Now let's think about confidence and where confidence comes from. Now, when I used to think about confidence back when I was, back when I was in high school and I was just trying to fit in, I was just trying to, look like I was trying to, that's kind of sad to think about. Like, you're just trying to fit in, you're just trying to look cool. Like, that's kind of stupid actually. So back in high school, when I was trying to, look confident, when I was trying to look confident, I used to think that it was, more of a physical thing. I used to think that if I, look tough, if I, I have a straight posture, if I, if I say the right word, if I have a deep, inflection, that kind of voice they say, that type of voice where you just, drop your pitch at the end, and that, I don't know, that, that projects dominance or something. I used to watch shit like this. So that's how, I've been through this. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I used to think that confidence came through that. Dang, it's it's crazy to think about, bro. That's what I used to do. Right? If you think that you're alone in this, you're definitely not alone. I used to watch those Tommy Shelby body language videos. I think you should watch those videos because they help you when you for the right things. Like, if you're trying to get a job, you would need to have a certain level of understanding of how body language works. If you just close off, or if you are with a girl and you just close off and you're acting like a bitch, like at that point you just kind of have to know a little bit of body language. But if that's the only thing that brings you confidence, then bro, come on, like that. Come on, bro. But coming back to the topic, when I was a teenager, I still am. I'm still 18. But when I was, back in high school, I used to think that, confidence was most likely, a physical thing. Like, if I could just get you watching this, get my friends, get my family, get other people to think that I was confident, that I would feel confident myself. And guess if that ever happened? No, that shit didn't happen, because it's not a physical thing. You don't have to be a scientist to know that if it didn't, what am I trying to say, bro? I'm just too retarded nowadays. I don't know what the fuck am I thinking. I just kind of go off the hook on these videos. I don't prepare a script for these videos. I just talk to you like I'm talking to, I would talk to an actual person about this, like a conversation. So where was I? You tell me, where was I? Yes, I was on the fact that confidence is not a physical thing. Now, how do you know it's not a physical thing? Because I've been there, bro. I've tried it. I've tried to, convince others to believe that I'm confident, bro. It just doesn't work. So, on one hand, we know that, trying to make others believe that you're confident is probably not a good idea, because that's gonna, base your self-esteem on how others view you. So, let's say if that works, let's say you get other people to believe that you are confident. Let's say I believe now that you are confident. What will happen now is that you'll have to consistently keep up with that image of you being confident. If you don't keep up with that image, it's gonna shatter. I'm just gonna see right through you, right? So subconsciously, even you know this, that there is a pressure in your head that I gotta maintain this image of myself. Is that a good thing? Is it a good thing to wake up and say that, damn, bro, I gotta put up this image of myself right today? Is that a good thing, right? No. The ideal situation would be that you just wake up and you just naturally your baseline is confidence. That would be the the most optimal way of existence, right? You would agree with me on this, don't you? Do we agree on this? Do we? So yes. So we agree that confidence is not a physical thing. And if you disagree with me, then fucking go ahead. Just go watch those Tommy Shelby body language videos. Let's see what happens in 1 or 2 years. You're just gonna come back right to this video. I'm just joking, but like, bro, just we agree on this topic. So confidence is not a physical thing. So how do I get confidence? So if I'm correct, most of the people that are watching this video are teenagers. You people are not adults. You are not 50, 60-year old. You're just fucking teenagers, probably in high school, in college or some shit, right? So you are pretty young. If you are pretty young, then there is a significant chance that you are probably naive, that you don't know what confidence is, that you have not been taught the right things. And I can sympathize with you on that, because I've been there myself. So if you are watching this, you probably don't even know what the fuck confidence is. Do you? Now, just to be clear, I have a full guide on confidence. Like, it teaches you how to get from A to B, how to, navigate everything in confidence, what are the challenges you're going to face, how you can reclaim your confidence, how confidence is built, how other people seem confident to you. It's like, I break all of that down in this one PDF. So it's linked down in the description below if you want to check it out. And, if you completely don't know anything about confidence and you are new to this and you agree with me on the fact that you don't know anything, you're young, and definitely go check it out. I'm not telling you to buy, but just check it out and watch this video if you feel like I have some area of expertise. I do think that I'm pretty confident, no pun intended, in this area of confidence. Okay, so damn, I get a thirsty nowadays. Like I was saying, so confidence is not a physical thing. Then what is confidence? Well, like I was saying, majority of us don't even know what confidence is. If we see someone else who's competent in one area of life, like let's say you enter a gym and you don't know anything about weightlifting, you don't know anything about bicep curls, you don't know anything about you don't know anything about how to do a pull-up, you don't know anything. You're just you're new to the gym, and you see a guy, a shredded the Rich Piana type of guy, big muscles, 250 pounds, that type of power lifter there. What are you gonna assume? You're gonna subconsciously think that this guy is probably more confident than me. Then you're gonna be mindful of it. You would agree with me on this, right? So you would kind of get to start, kind of start to get stifled up, right? You'll know that this is not your domain. This is not, the level of your expertise. What's that word? This is not the area of your expertise, right? So you'll kind of get stifled up, and you'll subconsciously know that this person at this skill might be more confident than me, because it clearly looks like that. But what you're actually doing is you're comparing the level of competence that you do have. This is not even about confidence. You're comparing how competent that person is relative to you, and then you're judging then that's what you're judging. So that's probably not a good, that's not probably a very good metric to judge your confidence levels on. And this is a kind of complicated topic, and it took me years to figure out myself. I went through a constant period of journaling, writing down my thoughts, why I didn't feel confident, everything like that. And then I wrote that shit down, and then, it took a very gradual transformation. So that's why I'm saying that if you're completely new to this, then you should definitely go check that out, because I break everything down in it and save you a lot of time, a shit ton of time, if you're gonna just go the other way and figure it out yourself. But I sound like a fucking salesman, bro. I'm just trying to give you some advice here. So listen up. Where was I, bro? I have this habit of getting ahead of myself. I don't even remember where I was. Oh yeah, I was at the fact that confidence. If we compare the level of competence that we have, not confidence. So what is confidence? Then we have this tendency, like I was saying, to judge the level of competence everyone has instead of confidence. There are actually two types of confidence, and I mentioned this in my guide. There are two types of confidence. Man, I don't know grammar, bro. Come on, bro. I don't even know grammar. There are two types of confidences. If you are an English major, then I'm sorry for ruining English, and I'm sorry for becoming the new Shakespeare. But there are two types of confidences. The one type of confidence that we usually tend to think is actual confidence is situational confidence. Situational confidence, as in, like the example I gave, that if you are in a gym and you see a person who's shredded as fuck, then you're automatically gonna think that person is very confident, right? That's the situational confidence. The second type of confidence that we actually want, and we don't even know, it's the general confidence. It's also known as your level of self-esteem. That's the one we're actually concerned with. So there are two types of confidences, and we usually confuse these two types of confidences. And the most confusion happens in terms of when you're talking about confidence is when you bring up social, your level of social skills. If you see a person who's very good with talking to people, and who's a group leader, or who's a social butterfly, you're probably automatically gonna think that person is very social, right? That's I don't know why that is. I think that's because we're social creatures, and if you see someone who's very social, we're automatically gonna think that they're very confident. It also might be due to the fact that most of the people, most of us teenagers, we have difficulty in talking to people. Where most of us are socially anxious. Even if not most of us, then a lot of us are, socially anxious. I certainly know I was, and most of the teenagers I've ever known, most of the teenage friends I've had, they were also, socially anxious. So I think we teenagers have a tendency to, overthink social interactions and shit like that. My philosophy on social interactions is you just have to be normal, bro. You just have to be, just be your fucking self, right? I'm talking to you right now. I'm stuttering. I'm, making jokes. I'm laughing. I'm showing my acne. It's just fucking be yourself. Who cares? So, like I was saying, where the, bro, whatever. Like I was saying, that we have a tendency to judge confidence levels based on, how socially confident someone is. And I stuttered a lot. I don't know if I have a deficiency in my tongue or something like. But like I was saying, we have a tendency to judge somebody's confidence, usually in the sense of how socially skilled they are. So if somebody has a lot of friends, somebody is in groups, somebody has somebody hangs out at events, and somebody has does internships, we're automatically gonna think that that person is probably very confident because he seems to navigate social life with little to no difficulty. But I don't think that's what actual confidence is. I think confidence is knowing yourself. That's like, there are other constituents to this, but I basically think that if you know yourself a lot, if you are very self-aware, that's the tip I can give you right now. Where confidence actually comes from, it comes from a lot of things. It comes from how you were brought up. It comes from what kind of things you consume. It comes from how your baseline mental health is. It comes from what your goals are. It comes from how the trajectory of your life is. It comes from how your I don't really like to say this, but some people say that there are genetics involved as well. So confidence comes from a lot of things. But if there's one thing that you can do right now to instantly to improve your level of confidence, is to literally know yourself. It's to literally be more self-aware. Like when you know yourself, if I know myself, if I know this is what I can do, this is what I can do best, this is what I'm not good at. I'm very good at playing basketball. I'm very good at playing football. I'm very good at writing poetry. This is what I'm very good at. But I'm not very good at talking to people. I'm not very good at studying. I'm not very good at running marathons. Like if you know yourself, then automatically you're gonna judge yourself based on the right metrics. Like let's say let's go back to that weightlifting example. If you enter a gym and you see a shredded dude and who's fucking who's lifting 400, benching 400, and you see this this mountain, you see this guy. If you already know that this is not my area of expertise, but my area of expertise lies in something else, like poetry, like singing, like like writing, then you're not gonna be like, damn bro, I'm a piece of shit. You get what I'm saying, right? If you already know yourself, then it's very hard for you to, like, how do I say this, bro? If you know yourself very well, if you know what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, how you were brought up, what your thought pattern is, how you can, how you navigate things, what you're good at, everything about yourself, you're very self-aware, then it's gonna be very hard for you to feel, it's gonna be very hard for you to feel like you're a piece of shit, because you already know what your strengths are. You walk into a gym, you see a monster, you go, okay, I'm not good at this, but actually I'm very good at a shit ton of other things, right? So that's kind of gonna be how your thought process is gonna be, I guess. But yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That if you don't know anything about confidence or where it comes from, it does come from a lot of things. It is a product of many things, many factors, but one of the most foundational aspects of it, and how you can change it right now, is to literally become more self-aware. And how are you gonna do it? How are you gonna become more self-aware? Well, you can journal more. You can see what experiences you have. You can see what you are good at. You can see what you're not good at. You can see what you like doing. You can see what type of content you like to consume. Like you can dig in your life, and you pick up gems, pick up these details about yourself. That's how you can become a more self-aware. I will definitely make a lot of more videos on how you can journal properly, how you can become more confident and shit like that. But That's the most basic tip I can give you. Like I said, there are a lot of other factors that affect how confident you are, how social you are, how how good you are, how many achievements you had, what kind of friends you have, what kind of content you watch. All of that plays into how confident you are generally. But if there's one thing, like I said, if you that you can do right now to become more confident, is to literally know yourself, to become more self-aware. That's the thing. So yeah, I guess there's a lot to say about this. What where confidence comes from. I guess I just I gotta start writing scripts for these videos and shit like that, because I wasn't even sticking to the topic. I was just fucking around and talking. I don't know. Like I don't put on scripts and shit for this video. I think, like I said, I just talk to you like I would talk to somebody about this topic. So yeah, like, bro, I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. But yeah, I'll probably make a few more parts of this video on where confidence comes from, because it comes from a lot of things. And like I said, there is a full guide on this that I made. I refined it. I thought about it. I researched here and there. I looked into my own life. Like it's basically a guide that I made, so you don't have to figure out yourself. It's linked down in the description. Yeah, in description below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.